I stumbled over a documentary, a short documentary that I want to see. It's 16 minutes long by a gentleman calling himself the Upper Echelon. And the video is titled, OnlyFans is Destroying Society. And I guess I agree. I get the appeal of easy money. I really do. I understand why easy money sounds fun. And it sounds easy, you know. All you got to do is just make porn on cam and you'll become a millionaire, you know. That's sort of the impression that's given. Now, my numbers might be a bit old, but if you're a top 5% creator, listen to that, guys. Top 5% creator on OnlyFans, you're still not making rent money off it. Which means if you sign up, the odds are you're going to have your nudies out there and even worse for like $300 or something, or maybe even less. Oh, let's see what the documentary says, though. Maybe we'll find something to agree on here. For one, maybe this is the one time we can all agree. Maybe it is. Very cool intro,
Okay,
though.
let me get something out of the way here right at the start. The statement, OnlyFans is destroying society, is not a brave thing to say. It's not.
I will agree. I think that's an opinion shared by many. You know, it's as expressed by my viewers today.
Even an unexpected thing to say. I'm pretty sure deep down, any reasonable person already understands that a platform like this gaining widespread adoption is universally a bad thing. But after a recent development came across my feed, namely a lawsuit against OnlyFans.
One question though, like a serious question. I mean, I don't think that corn is like a useful thing. I don't think that's something you should. But let's face it, I wonder why. There's the hub, right? I'm sure everyone's heard of it. What is it that's on this page that is not on the hub? And why are people spending lots of money on this page? I kind of want to know. Posse says, "Dear OnlyFans creators, you are not content creators. You're strippers and or prostitutes." I could not agree more. Maybe you should do those lying ads saying you used to be bald. Use the bald filter pic you have, along with how to get a Viking here. Use product. That is, yeah, I should definitely do that. I need to edit like 2 years of videos, though. I need to edit 2 years of content creation to do it. But yeah, I'd love to check out L'Oreal and see if they want to sponsor Strong Viking. Thanks for the tip.
I want to try and provide a data-driven argument for why OnlyFans as a platform
I'm
is
big
quite
on
literally
numbers.
destroying the fabric of modern society across multiple separate social dimensions. I'll start with this. Background. OnlyFans, a subscription membership platform that almost exclusively caters to adult content, was
okay, he might prove me wrong though, but I do believe this wasn't made for adult content. It's just basically a content platform, but they didn't exclude any type of content, and that's why all the ladies ended up here. Is what I believe. Yeah, it's weird to me, says Millie, how people will sub for corn and pay monthly. I agree. It's so strange.
Officially created in 2016 as a
original
subsidiary
about
of
this
Phoenix
site? I don't get
International
it.
Limited. Now, at first, the platform was relatively unknown. From 2016 to 2019, the website amassed a mere 300,000 creators, and by creators, I mean mostly women posting explicit content for money. However, in 2020, possibly as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic.
All right. Kami pointed that out earlier, that everyone was into OnlyFans during the pandemic. I mean, let's face it, everyone was at home jacking off anyway. I mean, why not make a few bucks of it? I kind of get it.
OnlyFans began witnessing unprecedented user growth to the tune of millions. In just 1 year, the platform gained something like 1.3 million new creators, and from 2020 through 2020.
Yeah. It gained... Okay, wow, that's such a huge gain, though. Up from 350,000 to 1.6 million during a year. That's a pretty substantial gain. It was a bit like Patreon, kind of, when it was made for art. Many napkins were used that. It was, man. I mean, there's a reason. Okay, listen here. We have facts here. What happened during the pandemic? A, 1.3 million people joined OnlyFans to create corn, and there was a toilet paper crisis. I don't know. I think the numbers there kind of speak for themselves, huh? We all know what caused the toilet paper crisis. It wasn't COVID. It was OnlyFans. You heard it here first.
3, which is the latest year that we have official figures from, the platform would go on to amass over 4.1 million users. I should be clear, when I say 4.1 million users, I mean creators. When we talk about subscribers to the platform, the number is more like 350 million. But for
350 million? Okay, guys, stop it. Get some help. Seriously. Like, you're not even talking to the actual girl you think you're talking to, if that's your appeal. And everything you're looking for in this platform can be found on the hub. And guess what? It's free. It's like, don't support this shit. Like, do better, right? Actually, why don't you just stop watching corn? I think you'll do a whole lot better without it. I wonder when Hantavirus joins the server. Holy shit! Yeah, that'll be interesting though. I think everyone I know at least one OnlyFans girls. That's true, man. That's true. I was just telling Posse that when I was dating before I met the wonderful lady that I'm with now, I met multiple girls who had their own OnlyFans when I was dating. And I thought that was so weird because I thought that was going to be like, oh, there may be two of them in Norway is what I thought, because like no one's on that platform. I was so wrong. It's just a little bit more rare than having Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok installed at the same time.
Right now, I want to focus on the creator side of things. 4.1 million different creators, and that's 2023. If you continue the previous growth rate here in 2025, that number is more like 5 to 6 million creators or thereabouts. But focusing on the figures,
now we're in 2026. What are the actual numbers now? I'm curious.
That we actually have, which is understating the problem by a pretty hefty margin, to be crystal clear on that. Of those 4.1 million, according to Gitnux, 84% were female with an average age of 29 years old. Here's
Yeah, that makes sense. Average age of 29. Yeah, I can see that though. Quite a few people are joining at 18 though. Like, who was that? Bad Barbie? You know, the Cash Me Outside girl? Which is like, come on, you're 18. And I think it's stupid, you know. You're allowed to vote, drive a car, buy alcohol, you know. But honestly, you don't know nothing about life yet. And that shit is just, it's going to haunt you in the worst of ways. I have only rags. Me too. It's all I can afford, brother. That's adult women, so that's all right. But that just turned 18 girls. Ew, brother. Ew. Well, apparently it's a popular niche, though. Someone seems to like it. But, you know, yeah, most of these are adults. If you're 29, you know, you're not old, but, like, you've been through life. I still think you have a lot of growing to do, though. Most people have a lot of growing to do at 29 as well. Like, I don't know you. How old are you? Like, how much did you grow from 29 to 35, maybe? How much did you grow from 18 to 29? Like, because I'm betting a lot of things change in your life at that point. And I'm betting a lot of these things made you change your mind on a whole lot of topics. So yeah. I don't think it's okay to join OnlyFans when you're 18 at all. I think there should be a way higher age limit for this. Hold on. Should be at least 25. Yeah, I at least. I agree. Posse says, sir, they couldn't date OnlyFans, so, but it should be me and my giant gynecologist are the producers here later part. Call me old. No, I agree, man. I agree. Like, that being said, nothing happened between me and these OnlyFans hosts, you know, because that's, well, I'm old, you know, I try to express what I mean to be true. So both of the ladies that I dated that did OnlyFans, first one I did, I can't say dated, we went on a date. It lasted 10 minutes. She told me her job. I told her, not gonna happen. The other one, longer story, man. Not going to get into that. But yeah, that was the shortest date I ever had. We'd basically been enjoying the day for like 10 minutes and some casual conversation. And we figured, hey, this is nice. This is going along smoothly. Let's order a bottle of wine. And then like came a moment of silence and a moment of awkwardness. And then I asked her about her job. She told me what it is. And I said, no, I'm not getting behind that, you know. And then she left. Then came the bottle of wine. So sitting there alone on my on the first date was the shortest date I've ever had. Kind of funny. I was on my way to a slam poetry evening, and slam poetry isn't my thing, but that's the whole other story. So, but I was performing there, so I can see if I can still find it somewhere. I wrote a slam poetry thing for that night called "Why Not OnlyFans." It should be stored on my phone somewhere, though. Hold on. Of course, this has just turned 30. I honestly feel 21 in the head. Good. Yeah. Every year I add, I feel like I'm losing a year in mentality. So at this point, I'm like minus 2 years old. 25 would be better. Yeah. It's a solo bottle of wine. Yeah. You know what I mean? What can I say? You know, it was 10 good minutes of date, and then she left. Like I understand why she left, and I'm glad it happened that way. Don't get me wrong, but it was like, I paid for this, I might as well drink it, you know? And the waiter pitied me so much. I wasn't that sad, though. It wasn't that big of a loss. A very efficient date, I have to say. But, like, I think that's actually, if I'm going to be honest, I think that 10-minute date is one of the best dates I've been on. Because we removed all expectations within 10 minutes. And from then on, there was no expectation of what to do or where this was going. We both knew that's over and done. Let's each do our thing. And I don't know. I think it'd be worse if we were doing this for months and then like the secret comes out, you know, and then you're kind of invested in it with your heart, you know, and then it's like, I don't know, giving up takes some effort as well, you know. It's not that easy walking away, but I do it. So yeah, I think that's a hell of a lot better than just dragging it into the mud for ages. No, I didn't ask that question. Hold on, Bayman! Welcome in, my guy. I'm so glad to see you. This is my brother from another mother, Ben. One of my closest friends since 3rd grade. We were neighbors. We played PlayStation together. Life was good. So I hope you're doing all right. Bayman's expecting a baby, though. Very, very soon, actually. It's like 3 or 4 months from now. 4 months from now? No, you said September. You did. But I hope your wife's doing okay, Oswaldo. Play the video a little bit longer. Let's grab some OnlyFans talking points here.
The thing. This is where we have to do a little bit of guesswork, or maybe estimation is a better word for it, but I'll show the logic every single step of the way, and the results kind of speak for themselves. The overwhelming majority of revenue from OnlyFans goes to the United States. I'm talking over 2/3 of all revenue that the platform ever processes coming from or going to.
Everyone, and like, that is a large portion of people being from the US, though, but like, it doesn't surprise me when a country is that huge. You know, because let's face it, there's a lot of people there. Am I wrong about this? But didn't China recently ban OnlyFans? You know, China, I rarely do this for you, but China, applause. Applause. I think a lot of countries should do what you just did. I think that's a right step. A right step in the right direction. Hold on. Bema says, people fail to admit that OF is the new modern way of working as a prostitute. I know! We're all saying that here, Bayman. We're all saying that. In this room, at least, we all agree with each other. And this is... Now, I like seeing these videos and talking about stuff, you know, and it's always kind of a random topic. This goes on YouTube, by the way, in case you're wondering. So, if you want to censor yourself, do it now. But this is the one time I've started a video where everyone agrees. I have to admit, I kind of like that. To
the United States. And if we extrapolate that to the broader creator market, we can estimate roughly 2.7 million total creators in the US. Well, knowing that 84% of OnlyFans creators, roughly speaking, are female, that would mean about...
Oh, I thought she was licking her foot. Hard to see when it's censored like that.
2.2 million creators averaging 29 years of age
wouldn't it?
who are not just using, but selling services on OnlyFans. Pretty high number, but let me just put this in perspective. Remember, these are old figures that we're using. The numbers have more than likely increased in the time since 2023, substantially. But if you
Wait a minute. We're operating on... let that sink in, guys. We're operating on 2023 numbers. What's the year right now? It's 2026. So, damn, I have no idea how that must have multiplied, though.
And compare that figure to the US labor market, it becomes honestly terrifying. According to the US Department of Labor, specifically the Women's Bureau, the most common professions occupied by women in America from 1 to 5 are registered nurse, elementary and middle school teacher, managers, customer service representative, and secretary.
Where does OF Creator stand on this? Make a mental image of this. There are 1.4 million secretaries. There are 1.4 million customer service representatives. There are 1.5 million managers. How many OF girls are there?
By far the largest number is registered nurses with roughly 2.2 million, which would make OnlyFans a comparable number now to the most common female career in the entire United States.
Holy shit. It's the biggest occupation in the US. That's kind of sick. I didn't catch the exact number, though. Did y'all catch it? Quick look at this thing. Hold on. Let's see the thing. No, I didn't mean that. Okay, I mean that. Let that sink in, guys. Let that sink in. Damn, I love having voice commands.
That's already horrifying on its face, especially when you think about the fact that over the span of just 3 years, according to the stats that we currently have, an explicit adult platform managed to amass a creator market that would make it rival...
I mean, honestly, there are 500,000 female janitors in the US, right? I mean, is your dating preference a janitor or an OnlyFans girl? I don't think being a janitor is a bad profession. I don't think it's a profession that I don't respect. I absolutely respect janitors. I think that's great. People need janitors. It's a very useful occupation. I just... Wow. 2.2 million creators plus and more than registered nurses. I think that is mind-blowing, guys. I had no idea the numbers were this skewed and this weird.
The most common career in the country for young women, but it gets exponentially worse because according to the American Association of Colleges of Nurses, the median age of a registered nurse is 46 years old. Remember, OnlyFans creators average 29 years of age, and most analytic pages don't even estimate or track the number of creators who are in excess of 40 years old.
That's kind of funny. Because being an old dude, I laugh at this. Because once you're 40, they don't even register you. Like, yeah, you're 40, you have OnlyFans, fine. We're not going to write that down. Next.
Because it's so low. These figures hold true across other careers as well, with 60% of teachers, for example, averaging 40 plus years old. And this means that the US Department of Labor figures don't actually match.
OnlyFans is ageist. It's such an ageist webpage. Come on, yeah. How many of them keep doing that at 45? This is a good question, though. That is a very good question. Or 65. I bet I saw this. I saw this interview with. I don't know. Do y'all follow the Lad Bible on YouTube? You should definitely see that. Definitely a very cool page. Lots of good interviews, and they'll interview everyone, who has a strange, I don't know, occupation, story, way of life. And one of them was this grandma call girl. She was a working girl, age 75 plus, and she was making bank. Monogamous is 60 plus. Don't look her up on stream. No, you know what? I won't do it on stream. I won't do it off stream.
Instead of 1.7 million female elementary and middle school teachers in a comparable age bracket, the number is more like 700,000. Call it 1 million if you want to, round up substantially. Doesn't change the fact that you are 2 times more likely to meet someone who does OnlyFans than you are to meet a teacher.
Damn! And you thought dating was hard before you knew that. Damn!
Selling sexual content of yourself online, if it were an actual career path in the United States, which it's not, because of the extreme income stratification on OnlyFans and a variety of other revenue statistics, which is a separate problem that I'll talk about in just a minute here. Don't worry.
Yeah, because this is I'm sitting with way old numbers though, because if you're a top 5% creator on OnlyFans, you're still not making rent money. You're making rent money at about top 2% creator-ish. Again, old numbers might be off, but yeah, that leaves like 95% of people there to just have a bunch of nudes leaked, basically, for nothing.
If it were an actual career, instead of a hollow, deceptive, and manipulative money-making, quote, opportunity, unquote, which more than likely yields pennies in return, if it were, it would be the most common career by far already in the entire United States for young men. And it's not even close.
The most common career in the US, if it was called a career, though, I guess it can't be called a career. I know if any ladies are seeing this or making bank on it, fair enough, man. You're the exception to the rule.
Time for a disclaimer, okay? A big disclaimer. I am not trying to shame anyone. Empowerment, freedom, yada yada. Don't stress.
I'm curious though. I'm like, I don't know what ladies are in chat right now, but like, empowerment. Can someone explain to me how it's empowering to do corn online, and how is that empowering? You know, how is that? I don't know, if there's a feminist agenda, how is that driving it forward? Where's the power behind this? You know, okay, you're taking money from a bunch of simps, and shame on you guys for sponsoring this stuff. It's your fault that this problem exists. You should do better.
I understand, but the idea of OnlyFans as some sort of incredible financial vehicle is a verifiable myth. It turns out that as the number of total creators rises, as the revenue for the platform goes parabolic, the actual average amount of earnings for creators using the platform...
Hold on, let's look at this. Revenue per OnlyFans creator per year. I'm not sure I understand the way these numbers are set up. Yeah, I don't think I understand. I have to see these statistics a little better to understand them. Hold on. Must be honest to say that this is very easy to point at the women. The ones who are actually the problem are the men who support it. I agree. I just said this. You know, I think even lower of the dudes who support this. You know, but I think it's a terrible thing at all that this exists. The existence of it is an affront to modern society. You know. You know, that's one of the weirdest things that I've ever said, but I stand by those words without the shadow of a doubt. But you know, it's I don't know, how does this go, man? Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I don't know if I can apply that in this case. You know, you're still, you know, exploiting someone with a mental problem here is what you're doing. I don't know. That would be like exploiting someone in a wheelchair. Am I off by saying that? Yeah, I think you're seriously exploiting someone with a mental problem if you're exploiting people on OnlyFans who buy OnlyFans. Because I think you've got something seriously wrong in your head if that's where all your money goes. I think the power is in the new Mercedes, the new shoe, and the yearly BBL. Yeah, you know what? But, you know, how is that power, though? I don't respect anyone more because they drive a cooler car than me, you know? Millipede says, one time I got asked to buy my used panties. I was disgusted. I don't mind if your partner likes it, but also They don't want to smell their partner's underwear. Each to their own, but buying from strangers is just weird. I have a friend of mine, a lady who does that. She makes bank off selling used underwear, and yeah, I think that's kind of crazy though. And she'll get some weird ass requests, and I don't know. I'm not going to call that female empowerment either. There's no power in it, but. If if someone bought my used boxers for $50, sold, man, sold. I'll buy myself a new one, sell it to the next. I think that's one of the weirdest things ever, man. Oh, besides having a foot fetish, that's even weirder. Think about all the married people and parents using too much on OF and their kids be starving because daddy. Yeah. Oh, I know. That's so sad, man. Do y'all know who Caleb Hammer is? If you don't know, you should look him up. He does financial auditing of people who are in the shit. And so many of these people are guys who are spending thousands of dollars wanking on OnlyFans. And it's just such a shame. You've ruined your financial situation because of something you could have found for free on the hub. Wow. How'd you manage to fall this far, huh? Look up Caleb Hammer, though. He's a really fun guy. The stickiest thing is that men who have families, wives, and maybe 3 children who pay for OF. So disgusting and clearly demeaning to a man's credibility. Yes, Bayman, you could not have said it better. You could not have said it better. Wise words, my friend. And you're ruining marriages, families over this shit. It's and that's not nothing. It is not nothing at all. It's definitely something, and it's something worth looking at. So, I don't know. I hope. One can dream, though. Maybe someone sees this YouTube video later or joins this chat now and hears that and thinks about it. And then you stop paying for OnlyFans. You know what? I'll call that a mission accomplished. I'll have done well. I'll have done really well. Now I'm uncomfortable. I'm sorry, Bossy. Too much details. Gotta clear my browser history.
Is going down. Matthew Ball has a really good analytical piece about a lot of these different financials and figures. He runs an investment and strategic advisory service. I've referenced his data before, actually, in other videos, so you'll see graphics with his watermark here, and I'll link his website down below. But the point is, while the total number of creators has roughly doubled from 2 million to 4 million across 2021, 2022, and 2023, right? Just a couple of years, the average amount that those creators make dropped by about 30%.
This guy's a really cool voice, though. I really like his voice. If the creator of this ever sees me reacting to his video, you should definitely start reading up audiobooks or something, man. And just asking for a friend how to erase bank transactions from a report. You might want to run that by Caleb Hammer. He can tell you.
The amount of money that an average OnlyFans creator will earn is less than $2,000 annually. But
less than $2,000 annually to do that on cam, guys. That's what we're talking about.
Those earnings come with every single integrated downside along with them. The fact of the matter is, selling yourself on OnlyFans can have negative implications for relationships. You can argue that it shouldn't carry those risks, and I wouldn't fault anyone for doing so, but the reality is it does. Selling yourself on OnlyFans carries downside risk for existing and future children.
Yeah. I mean, like, who's that girl, I've seen her before. She kind of exploits her little brother to promote her OnlyFans. Yeah, do you know who I mean? I have no idea what her name is. And he is, like, in podcasts and everything, he's clearly traumatized. He's being bullied. He's being picked on in school. And I can't blame him because kids are cruel. It's like, I'm not saying that he should be bullied. I'll absolutely never say that. I'm never for bullying. Bullying. That shouldn't be a thing. But the fact of the matter is that it will happen. If it's your sister, if it's your mom, whoever, And, yeah, do it. Because you are actually affecting other people's lives besides yourself. Positive the story of a woman who has a OF found out that her dad followed and often watches her OF. But that didn't make her stop. She blocked him and continued to do so. Really? Oh, dude, I hope that's not true. I really hope that's not true. Oh.
Relationships, career prospects, and most of all, privacy. Of course, it's not unique in that way. Plenty of other careers and money-making opportunities do as well. But there's an atmosphere circulating that OnlyFans is somehow cheating the system with enormous financial upside potential. Here's an example story right here about a number of teachers losing their jobs because the school discovered their OnlyFans pages. And if the platform...
I'd do the same, though. If I discovered that, if I was as a headmaster or something at a school, and one of my teachers was doing that, hell yeah, I'd fire you. That's because your job is not just to teach math, right? These kids are going to look up to you in some way. And you're going to have to pass on some of you to them. They'll very much be a part of your education and you learning how to grow in life. And you shouldn't grow into an online prostitute, you know. I don't think anyone should do that. So hell yes, I agree with that decision.
The platform really offered what people think it does, millions of dollars in total personal freedom. The risk would be possibly understandable. However, it doesn't. Odds are anyone using it will make less than $200 a month, while risking a multitude of social pitfalls as a direct result of it.
You got to keep in mind, though, a lot of these, there are just some creators who make an immense amount of money from this. Like really, there are people that become millionaires from this. But most of the people who make bank off of the platform, they're already celebrities. They're already celebrities in their own rights. So you being a nobody, I mean, sorry, it's going to be the $200 a month. I don't need to make an OnlyFans because my OnlyFans is Corsair. Yeah, you know, applause. I think you should be a fan of your woman. You should be a fan of your girl. You should be her biggest fan, right? And you should listen. You should like.
Of course, there are cases of creators making millions. Established influencers, celebrities, and other famous personalities are the most common examples. But even on the OnlyFans website, it states directly that just 3,000 creators have earned over $1 million total.
That's not a lot if there's multiple millions there.
The real possibility of that success is obviously how the perception continues. But the creators earning these kinds of figures aren't everyday people. They're famous beforehand. Their entire career before using the platform was in the public eye. And the result is that they're able to monetize in a way that a random 19-year-old girl fresh out of high school is not.
Yeah, but why is... I think that question is so good, though. Let me read. How many teen girls are planning on becoming OnlyFans stars, right? They've all fallen for the easy money. Many teen girls today plan on skipping high school or graduation to join OnlyFans when they are 18. That's so sad, really. They believe they can start making loads of money immediately by creating explicit content for a subscriber. How did we get here as a culture? And I think that is the right question, guys. What's the huge name in the market? Possibly a Danish brand.
Capable of doing. Hammering this point home with the actual data, the top 10% of accounts on OnlyFans collect 73% of all the revenue, which leaves the bottom 90% of creators, 9 out of every 10 people using the platform, expecting to get financial freedom, to fight over just 27% of the funds. And
that's just like in real life. That's just like a real career, you know, where 90% of all the money in the world is controlled by the top 2%. So it's just like real life on OnlyFans as well. You know, you're still fucked.
Figures are getting,
no pun intended, actually,
substantially worse every single passing day. Hopefully everyone can see why this is a bad thing, but let me switch gears now and talk about subscribers to the platform.
Live view and OnlyFans creators trying to figure out what to do next. How to make money work. You know what? It's the same on OnlyFans, though. It's the fucking same.
Recently, as in March of 2025, a lawsuit has been filed against OnlyFans by 2 men, alleging that while talking to women who they were subscribed to on the platform, they weren't actually talking to those women. They were talking to an agency.
Yeah.
Now,
Because I don't know. As far as my understanding goes, though, like it's corn, but it's more personal because you get to be in touch with the person making it, right? That's my understanding, at least. If you're then instead talking to an agency, I'll agree that that's kind of a scam. Do I agree? I mean, I'm not a lawyer, though, so I have no idea what kind of case these guys have. But yeah, that's a scam right there. Everything about this is a scam, though.
A lot of people may have no sympathy for these men. They should have
I don't at all, though, that being said.
known. Who cares? What does it matter? Etc., etc. But bear with me, because that's actually a cornerstone of the OnlyFans marketing technique. Authentic relationships or personal experience. That's the type.
How can you call it an authentic relationship when you, I don't know, like you subscribe and then you get pictures and you probably buy some videos and stuff? I don't know how this works. But like, how is that an authentic relationship? Aren't you just scamming yourself by subbing to OF when the greatest side of mankind exists for free? I know, right? I know. We've all been to twitch.tv/calamity_. It's free right here, man. All day.
The freakiest radio station on the channel. What do? All kinds of shit, but it's mostly horrible. Guaranteed to love it. Right here at 11.1 megahertz. Call Lavity Gaming and Recreations. If it's free, it's for me, Jimmy 3.
Sorry, I had to sneak that one in there. Like, it was free opportunity.
Type of language that they use, but reality is a very different creature. See, rather than talking to a popular creator on the platform, subscribers are far more likely to be talking to someone at a specialized agency, such as ofagency.co. There's many of them. This is just one example.
I did a search for ways to make extra income as a
If I ever make money, I'm gonna subscribe to YouTube Premium so we don't have to watch these ads, guys.
According to Amir Kamal, who founded the company, creators can make upwards of 50 or 60% of their entire revenue stream from these direct messages. But instead of actually doing it themselves, no, they hire some guy across the world. This is subjectively kind of funny. People subscribe to a model, they think that they're talking to her directly, and instead it's some random guy in Pakistan.
Mm-hmm. Do not redeem! Do not redeem! Is that what's going on here as well? They don't redeem? I mean, come on!
But if you start connecting some of the dots, it gets a whole lot more sinister very quickly. It's actually not just human operators and third-party agencies. No, it's also AI chatbots. There's a bunch of them, each with their own unique spin or differing levels.
Wait. People are subbing to an OnlyFans to chat with an AI chatbot, and they think they're getting the real deal. Well, let's be honest there, though. I mean, if your preferred, let's say call it model on OnlyFans, has like 50 million subscribers, what do you think she's going to have time to reply to you, you know? The fuck makes you so special? Of course they're going to have to use other people for this. That makes sense. But it does sort of you away from what the platform advertises that it is.
Of automation in tow. But I want to read a segment from Vice News, an article in 2024, which outlines the problem very well. Quote, "Many creators are enthusiastic about these AI tools. Eden, a former OnlyFans creator who now runs a talent agency, is an avid user of super creative
talent agency? We listen and then we judge.
Creators AI, claiming that it has significantly boosted sales by helping creators target their most lucrative fans. The AI's ability to scan for inactive users and automatically initiate conversations has led to impressive results, such as a $1,000 tip sparked by an AI.
$1,000 tip? $1,000? For a lot of people, that'll cover, or mostly cover, rent money. And you gave that as a tip to see some nip? What the fuck?
Generated message. However, Eden emphasizes that creators should still personalize the interaction, using AI-generated content as a starting point rather than fully automating the process, end quote. That's already a little bit strange, targeting their most lucrative fans, language and rhetoric like that, but we also have to remember that none of this is happening in a vacuum. It may seem unrelated, although it's definitely not, but something that vocal AI critics have been warning about, myself included, even something that fans of AI have acknowledged openly as well, is that long before general artificial intelligence is ever achieved, something called superhuman persuasion will become possible.
What comes into your mind when you hear superhuman persuasion? Before general artificial intelligence. Where do you stand on that, guys? What does that mean to you?
In simple terms, even if a large language model isn't actually sentient at all, it will still be able to persuade people, especially vulnerable or lonely people, which is the precise demographic that we're talking about here, to think and act in a certain way as a result of its programming, beyond the capability of an average person. That may sound like some sort of dystopian sci-fi novel, but
it's basically like a super salesman. So in other words, they're going to replace me very soon. Fuck.
It's a lot closer than people may think, and the applications for that kind of persuasion are almost infinite. Everything from what we're talking about today, OnlyFans, all the way to politics. Well, knowing that OnlyFans and top OnlyFans creators are now using AI chatbots actively to target their most lucrative fans, with substantial results given as anecdotal examples in the Vice article, let's look at the actual revenue figures. From 2021 to 2023, the same years in which the average amount that OnlyFans creators were making dramatically decreased, by the way, while the total number of creators on the platform doubled. From 2021 to 2023, the source of revenue for OnlyFans also changed.
So, this is very close to a 50-50 of one-time transaction. But what are you buying, though, when you're doing a one-time transaction? And is that just tipping her? Because, I don't know. Let's start with this guy. I have no idea.
Current subscription revenue remained pretty much exactly the same. It actually went down as a percentage of overall revenue in that time frame. But
so more and more are doing one-time, is the more and more are tipping.
One-off payments substantially increased. To be clear, one-off payments means something like a $1,000 tip, by the way, from a lucrative fan that was identified and targeted by a chatbot. Sound familiar?
Identified?
Familiar? Basically, this just means that the type of revenue that is elicited from using chatbots and third-party agencies and people using direct messages is the type of revenue that's increasing, whereas subscription revenue isn't increasing. So one of them is dramatically going up and the other one is remaining stagnant, which means it's coming from somewhere. Let's do a bird's eye view. The number of creators using OnlyFans is going up, right? Substantially and constantly. Yeah, meanwhile, the amount of money that 90+% of them actually make is going down dramatically.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That must mean there are less simps on the platform.
And consistently. At the same time, the creators who are making money are utilizing heavily third-party agencies and AI chat tools to identify and target their lucrative fans, extracting increasingly larger sums of money through fake personal interactions.
So you have an AI that is designed to identify potential spenders and then you really just get them to open their wallet? That's impressive, actually. And lack of better words.
Meaning that more and more men are paying more and more money under the persuasion of AI tools and third-party agencies, while they think they're talking to a tiny subset of attractive women, when in fact they're not doing so, resulting in measurable harm at every...
They think they're talking to a woman, but really in the background, do not redeem! Do not redeem!
Every single stage of the process for everyone. Creators signing up for the platform are harmed because the impression of limitless financial freedom is a verifiable lie. Meanwhile, they onboard all of the potential risks with rapidly decreasing financial prospects in tandem. Subscribers are harmed because not only are they being targeted and potentially manipulated every day by...
And then they're going to end up at Caleb Hammer's place and they're going to get fucked.
People working for companies across the planet, pretending to be a woman that they're attracted to, but they are also at risk of being subjected to AI persuasion programs, which are obviously working quite well, else the revenue figures wouldn't be changing the way that they have been changing. And
I mean, but honestly, though, I mean, you're paying for this service. Like, this is what you deserve, man. This, like, I have no sympathy. Like, you choose to spend thousands of dollars on some girl you will never know, you will never have a relationship with, and you're never gonna shag her even. And I have no sympathy for these dudes, really.
All of it, over the span of just a few years, is metastasizing like a malignant cancer. It feels like we're speedrunning the fall of decent civilization. And I understand that a YouTube video titled OnlyFans is Destroying Society can be perceived as completely hyperbolic, all right? Or extreme, or indefensible.
Fair enough, man. But this is not the first piece of evidence that society is on its way backwards towards a cliff.
Simply outlandish. But I genuinely believe that more than almost any other platform I've ever researched, except maybe TikTok, it really is doing damage. Early in the video, I said multiple separate social dimensions.
It used to be huge into MMA. It used to be huge into that. Now I'm a little bit, I guess, backward leaning. It was more when I was fighting myself, you know, than I had a very genuine interest in it. But I don't know. Who did you guys pick for the Strickland Chimaev fight? Because I was Strickland all the way. Like, I was Strickland in terms of hope. But I had more of a feeling that Chimaev would win, though. But I'm very glad he didn't.
Whatever that means. And now, after detailing my argument fully, I would assert that those social dimensions are trust, privacy, stability, and honestly, dignity. I won't sit here and claim some sort of moral high ground on a personal level. Don't worry.
We had a really good name in MMA here for a couple of years as well. I can't remember his name, but he was associated with the same club as me when I was doing Thai boxing. But his problem, though, he didn't want to train. He just wanted to drink, party, and fuck. So yeah, he started off really well. Once he was like hitting it with the big people, he got his ass handed to him. You fought a little MMA, didn't you? I remember you talking about John Bones Jones. A little bit, yeah. It was not, I did Thai boxing mostly, and then I did submission wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I didn't combine them all into MMA as I was doing my fights. Because I was mostly doing some Thai boxing fights. But yeah, I have some experience.
But if you look at the situation in context, especially considering how fast the platform is growing every day, and the trajectories of revenue, where that revenue comes from, how many creators are truly benefiting, etc. If I look at everything in context, it's difficult for me to see this platform as anything other than evil. In the end, the downside risk of using OnlyFans as both a creator and subscriber seem to be dramatically outweighing any potential benefit, because the benefit is static.
The few who have benefited massively from it, though, like they have benefited a lot, haven't they?
It doesn't change. Actually, the benefit is going down for creators, but the risk and potential negative ramifications are just consistently expanding with every passing day. As per the title of the video, OnlyFans is destroying Western society.
I'm going to agree with that, and I think China did one hell of a power play on a good move for its people when it banned OnlyFans.
That's it. If you want to support the video and projects like these, please do consider using Locals and Patreon for monthly memberships. Also a special VPN deal linked down below.
Guys, what do you think of this guy's video, though? I'm gonna post it in here. I'm gonna like it myself. Sorry, I forgot to post that earlier. I would appreciate it if y'all would just go in there and click it. I thought that was a great video, though. What did you guys think? What did you guys think about this video and OnlyFans being the collapse of modern society?